Hello there once again, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another exciting evening action here on the Rainbow Six channel. Tonight, once again, it's USN, and I've got Veli with me here to bring you guys all the action. How you doing tonight, Veli?
I'm tired, but you know what? I'm ready for these good games that are about to go down.
Absolutely. Well, of course, folks, we're going to be bringing you some great matches this evening. We'll take a look at the schedule real quick and see what exactly we have on the line for tonight's matchups, as we'll have Adventure Squad, or Adventure Force, I think it is, USN, going up against Azara Gaming. And then following that up, Luminosity is going to make yet another run, and they'll be going up against the Banana Boat crew. As usual, the winners will face off against each other, and the winner of that will move on into the closed qualifier for the stage itself.
The highlight team in this bracket so far is going to be Luminosity, but the way USN goes, we know that that doesn't mean too much because USN is full of nothing but upsets. But you know what, Blue? Monday, we went ahead, we recorded inside the USN. We gave away $700. BC walked away with $500. He tells people about how they can win money. We give it away all the time, every week.
Yeah, sure thing. So we have our Venmo Community Spotlight. Make sure you guys are submitting your clips for it, especially at the end of our Eastern Conference show every single week. It's usually when we tend to pick our winners. We give away $700 every single week. And all you need to do to enter is just give us a clip. It just needs to be Rainbow Six related. It can be your clip, it can be a friend's clip. Just make sure you upload it somewhere with the hashtag Venmo Community Spotlight on the submission, whether it's on YouTube, Twitter, or whatever. Most importantly, make sure you submit that submission to the link down below at esl.gg/Venmo-R6USN, where you'll have the submission link along with all of the other rules for this contest. Make sure to get those clips in before the end of our Thursday show. Otherwise, we might have to move you to next week.
And also remember to go ahead and make it funny, make it good, make it great. And most importantly, make it memorable. Make it catch our eye when we go ahead and review the footage, make it good, make it good. So also, make sure you go ahead and utilize the hashtag on social media, hashtag R6USN, if you would like to ask us questions or join the discussion with what is actually going on here at USN, because you guys are going to see a lot of big plays. I love the bracket so far, Luminosity, and then we get to see the one and only Suzaku, so it's going to be fun time.
Yeah. As usual here at USN, it is best of ones as well, which makes things even more unpredictable, but that will take us into discussion for our first match tonight. Adventure Force going up against Azara Gaming. We'll take a look at the first roster with Adventure Force. There's someone on there I think the community at large will probably recognize. Here we've got Suzaku jumping onto the main Rainbow Six channel. And we're going to see how he throws into this one. He'll also be joined by Throw, Breezy, Cryogen, and Callie tonight as they step up to the plate here at USN for the first time.
This team is going to be scary. You know why? Suzaku, he gets all the kills, all the E-girls. There's nothing that he can't get, and he's going to try to get this W as well. But you know what? They're going to have a rough time because let's go ahead and take a look at the next team. Some familiar faces there as well. It's going to be Azara Gaming, Woofy, Jace, No Pulse, Pixelated, and I actually heard that Boop is a phenomenal player. So I was told that by word of mouth. I'm waiting to see it.
I want to say that I might have casted him before, or like we might have had him on USN before. Maybe, I don't know, maybe I'm misremembering it. But yeah, Boop's name kind of sounds familiar. Maybe we had him like further back in another stage. Either way, though, the roster in itself is another one that we have not had the opportunity to cover here yet at USN, as they've made it this far as well. We're getting towards the end of Stage 3. We're about halfway through our open qualifier part of the stage here. And within the next 2 weeks here, we'll be entering the closed conference qualifier part, where we'll start actually moving teams through each of the conference's brackets, and then finally onwards into LAN if they manage to win that bracket.
Yes, and so far the bracket, it's starting to dwindle down to the teams that are up and coming, and also the last few remaining professional teams. We have 4 teams that are already qualified for LAN, and right now we have the likes of Luminosity, Evil Geniuses, Parallax Gaming, and Dark Zero trying to qualify for LAN as well. So remember, do not wait until the wild card slot and this whole qualifier to go ahead and enter your team. Do it now. Here in Stage 3, get in early. I better see you in those weekend qualifiers.
Yeah, definitely make sure you guys are signing up for that one. As usual, we also need to figure out the map that we're going to be playing this matchup on. So let's take a look at our map veto here and see where exactly this one goes. With only one map that these guys will play onto. And tonight, it's going to be Consulate. We're shaking things up a little bit. We only had 2 maps played out of all of the games we casted last week.
That was going to be Cafe or Clubhouse. I was so stressed. But Consulate, I love Consulate, man. It's such a breath of fresh air. Last time I've seen Consulate had to have been a while. Yeah.
It's I think we had it the first week.
Yeah, the
Stage
beginning
3.
of Stage 3.
Yeah. I think I want to say like Dark Zero played it or someone like that maybe. But it was definitely one of our like pro teams I think that managed to jump into it at least once. But yeah, Consulate, a very obviously a pretty old map at this point too, so teams should be very well familiar with it. So it's going to be a comfortable pick I think for both of these rosters. They'll be feeling okay to go into it as the strategy, especially for attackers on this map, is pretty well defined at this point. It should be easy to get a new team kind of prepared for it.
So you guys always hear about what we think. We went ahead and put a poll on Twitter to see what you thought about this matchup. 24% is going to go for Azara and 76%, whew, it's going to go to Adventure Force.
Quite a few thinking that Adventure Force and Suzuku's team is going to be able to make it through to this matchup, so we'll have to see if that'll hold true as we'll be getting started with this one in just a couple seconds.
Yep, so this is going to be a really interesting matchup. Actually, I remember the last time we saw Consulate was with Shrug, and that was when they had that amazing game with the clutches. Consulate is a really fun map because you see a lot of different playstyles embedded into this, especially up top on the 3rd floor. So let's go ahead and, second floor. Let's go ahead and see what both of these teams have under their sleeve. We're jumping right into the ban phase.
All right, guys, we're getting into it now. It's looking like Azara game is going to be starting out on attack. That's Adventure Force on defense. As usual, it is the first to 7 to win, and we will be on Consulate. So welcome to the match. First ban going to be Jackal.
Okay.
Kind of aligning with pretty normal meta trends at this point. Jackal obviously being an incredibly aggressive anti-roamer with way too much intel for him to gather, along with just like a really good kit. Just way too much to deal with for a lot of defending teams to get rid of him. Thatcher is going to be the next ban, though. We've been seeing that a little bit on Cafe. We haven't necessarily seen it as much extend to other maps, though, but it is starting to become more and more popular just because of how universally useful his EMP grenades are.
And also Valkyrie being banned, I mean, that's pretty much a given. She's usually banned on this map as well. The Thatcher ban is pretty interesting because lately we've been seeing a lot of Thatcher bans. So the meta is definitely changing. And Valkyrie, you want to get rid of those pesky little Valk cams. That goes ahead and spots out your teammates whenever you're trying to make a push. For the very last ban of the day, it's going to be Maestro. So Echo is going to be in play. Maestro being banned, I mean, he is extremely important on the 2nd floor and also down below in Garage. So, I mean, still, you have an Echo to worry about.
Yeah, you're going to have an Echo to worry about, along with some other things. Capital, for instance, didn't get banned out, so he's going to be a factor in this matchup for the attackers. And speaking of which, he's the first one picked there by No Pulse, as we are going to see that be brought in. And obviously that utility will be quite annoying to deal with for the defenders, especially on like upstairs sites.
Yeah.
You won't really be able to hold inside of the console office. You can very easily flush. Usually you have that smoke or a mute sitting behind the meeting table inside a projector. For instance, it's very easy to get someone out of that position with a Capital in play. So a lot more possibilities open up for the attackers now because he was unbanned.
So also with Thatcher being banned, I was expecting, you know what, we're going to see Maverick at some point in time in this game, but also it's really not that big of a deal because there's so many ways to go ahead and get rid of those bandit batteries whenever they're placed on the Garage. Kaid is a different story, which is where Maverick really comes into play. But let's say if you have a bandit and you go ahead and you try to bandit trick this Garage door and Thatcher isn't available. If you're on the attacking team, there's so many ways to get rid of those batteries. I mean, you can go upside down rappel. We call it the Ash spot, where you go upside rappel over near piano. You're able to shoot down at the batteries, and thank you, Marcy. Right there on the left side of the piano, you go ahead, use a breaching charge, and also that's where Buck and Sledge comes into play as well.
5 seconds left.
We don't see either of those operators, but we do see a Zofia who does as well of a good job as Ash when it comes to that. We're here on the action phase around number 1. Let's see if Adventure Force can go ahead and hold back Azara Gaming.
All right, let's get into it here as we've got them out onto the table for the first time. Starting things out a little bit cautiously as they are looking for any potential runouts or aggressive peaks we get in the early round. Here in USN, we actually get that quite a bit. You normally only see that from teams like, like LG and whatnot did it quite a bit last night in their PL match, but we get it quite a bit here on the USN teams as well. They tend to play quite aggressively, so Azara is going to try to be mindful of that, as they also, of course, do their early round drone work here still as well for the first minute or so.
No, on this map, more than others, I would say so personally. I feel like the runouts are that much more important to watch out for. You have to be completely cognizant about it because let's say if you do want to do that Ash charge trick to go ahead and shoot the batteries whenever you're on rappel on side of buildings, such as Capital right now. There's so many windows you can run out of. Whenever you watch Latin American gameplay, they love doing that. So there's so many ways you can really dominate with your presence if you're a roamer. And that's pretty much why Jackal was banned. Take him out the game because roaming on this map is extremely important.
Suzaku actually marking himself all the way forward here downstairs, trying to watch out for presence. Just trying to see if he can catch anyone with that Nitro Cell early on, as there's quite a bit of destructible flooring above him. Not anything that's going to be found, however, right now, though. Besides just a little bit of damage on the Hibana, it's actually been a very quiet round for both teams. Got about a minute and a half left here. Suzaku is actually just going to chuck away that Nitro Cell, blow open the wall into the stairs, but it looks like in following that, he's also going to retreat down. So.
Yep, but also Pixelate is making magic happen with Buck right now, and hey, this is another way to go ahead and get rid of those bandit batteries. But the first blood of the game, gonna have to give credit to my man Cali. He's gonna take Boop out the match.
So Boop going down. Azara Gaming still struggling to get access to the garage itself and pop those double reinforced walls open. Suzaku, though, did not actually fully retreat downstairs. He works himself back up the archive stairway and finally confirms the kill into JC, who he had been hunting for about a minute or two. So really good job right now from Adventure Force on just restricting the movement from Azara. Azara, unfortunately, kind of seems lost about how they actually want to attack this site, and now just going to force the issue over here on Yellow Stairs by popping it open there. They can finally get it open. No Pulse is going to be able to find Cryogen, so actually they're keeping themselves in this despite being down at nearly a 3v5 a couple seconds ago. They're actually finding a way to battle this back, but again, they need to get into the site. They don't really have any initiation here.
Yeah, this is pretty worrisome for the fact that Adventure Force are giving a lot of real estate over to Azara Gaming, and you're going to have to also realize that they have one roamer still, which is Suzaku. Zaku, he's in a great position to go ahead and make a great play working around Yellow Stairs, but yeah, that's going to get shut down immediately. Pixelate is going to go ahead and drop him with the kill, which is going to leave 2 more defenders left alive. Thank God Smoke is up, but with no toxic babes. It's going to be all up to Breezy. Can he make it happen? Diffuser currently going down. He hears the sound. And with the Death Spray and push, the Diffuser has been planted, but Breezy able to get the nice 2K finish on Woofy. But whipping out the Mac 11. He's going to have to be really careful. Oh, he sees him and he sprays. Unable to connect in Azara. They're going to pull out round number 1. Great attack and great finish.
A weird round for Adventure Force, though. A couple of questionable peaks towards the end of the round gives away positioning and allows for Azara to execute in and eventually get their plant onto the ground, which didn't even seem like it was going to be a remote possibility at around the 30-second mark. So Azara getting away with murder in that circumstance puts them on the board first, putting them up 1-0. But Adventure Force, seeing as how close the round was, does feel comfortable to reattempt that same site. So they're going to try it one more time.
This is how you learn from your mistakes. So we're going to get rid of Bandit because its batteries are just way too easy to get rid of when it came to Pixelator utilizing Buck on the second floor. So Kaid is going to have that claw, which is way more harder to see when you're that far away. It's going to be harder to get to. But also, Azara Gaming, you're going to have to give credit to their attacking because they were able to split off Adventure Force. And you saw Zaku roaming around, and there's only 2 players on site. Azara had them exactly where they wanted them to be. The roam presence really did nothing at all against Azara Gaming. And Azara, they were able to go down, slay out in Garage, and with all of the free space they were given, because Adventure Force, they played really far back. Once Garage was blown open, they gave Azara a chance to plant and win a 1v1.
So it's looking like Adventure Force setting themselves up down here once again. We do see a couple of change-ups to the lineup for them. For instance, instead of the Bandit, we're going to switch over to a Kaid instead. So maybe emphasizing the hatches a little bit more than they're emphasizing the garages, even with all of their attempts to stop it. Azara was eventually still able to get it open.
Yeah.
Maybe they're thinking it's a bit of a futile effort to try and stop that. Either way, though, throw is going to be on him this round instead. But besides that, it's looking like things will remain pretty similar. I think a Smoke's also getting slotted in now for Adventure Force, too.
I see a lot of people in chat, most notably Waza, spam this soup to help Boop. So there's a little fandom going on in the chat right now. The votes didn't show it. The poll didn't show it. But right now, Azara, they're showing that, hey, this team might have something, currently being up 1-0, but also remember, it was just the first game. A little peek at the stats and a little bit of droning, just to see if there are any more defenders roaming around here on this top floor. You know, Adventure Force had a really big roam presence and Pixelated. He's going to make sure that that roamer's on notice because his drone was shot out.
Once again, the presence focus for Azara is going to be upstairs on the map. They are trying to clear this out first to deal with any roaming presence, as you were just mentioning, Billy. Don't have a whole lot of it from Adventure Force. They're playing a pretty anchor-heavy setup with maybe 1 to 2 roamers off-site here right now. So very, very safe play from Adventure Force and Azara. Well, that's going to give them a lot of freedom to work for the second floor and possibly just set up the capability to open up that wall once again, as they did in the last round. But honestly, don't even need to be that complex with it, as far as I know, it was the reinforcement wasn't left, double reinforced. We didn't have any bandit batteries going over it or anything like that. So
with that goal being in the game, Azara Gaming, they're fighting more than just the defenders. They're fighting against time even more now than ever because of the fact that IQ, she's going to have a really hard time and a big task ahead of her to go ahead and get rid of those 2 yokai drones. If time swindles down and, Azara, they're trying to make that plant at the last second, there's a chance that Venture Force can go ahead and snag the round away from them. But with hatches open over here, no post. He's waiting to see if anybody's gonna go ahead and rotate. Nobody just yet. But the default cam, he didn't shoot it out upon entry, and now at Venture Force, they know exactly where he is.
So they realize they've got the Cade reinforcement here on the bathroom hatch, as it doesn't look like Adventure Force wanted to use that as a kind of a roaming retreat, so it's going to take them a couple of extra seconds in order to get access to it. Opal is also trying to get rid of that on the ceiling right there, the camera, I believe, but obviously proven to be a little bit difficult. He is going to be able to check out the door and see that it is indeed unreinforced. They were just blocking drones from being able to move in by having the reinforcement there in the corner. And now with Adventure Force still down a player, of course, it'll look a little bit weaker here. And as you can see, already all 3 Hibana charges have been used on the garage wall to let these guys start to move in. Unfortunately, Hibana just not going to give you as open of an angle, say, a Thermite would, so it's going to be a little bit more difficult to walk in, but that won't really limit Wolfies too much. He's going to be able to move in and find Cali.
Yeah, Venture Force already down by 2 players, and now we're underneath the 25-second mark as Cryogens able to pick up a kill to go ahead and help out his teammate with a little late refrag. But take a look at Boop, slowly moving down spiral stairs. He's going to have to make a play really fast, as now the game is tied 3-3, thanks to Cryogens 3K. So this is going to be it. 5 seconds left to go. The diffuser has to go down, or one team's going to have to outstay the other. And Azara Gaming, they're going to pick up their 2nd win in a row. With a low teabag.
Opal's checking his crouch key there as well at the end of the round. But yeah, what's more, Azara Gaming doesn't seem like they necessarily have the positioning, but thankfully they're given a lot of freedom in the early round here, so I'm imagining they're given a lot of time to do drone work kind of in a mid-round situation, figure out what the setup is like downstairs, and then they just execute upon it in those last few seconds. And even then, looking a little bit shaky, but Adventure Force not able to hold off against a lot of these entries right now from Azara, and that's giving them quite a few rounds here that potentially could have easily gone the other way with a few different duels changing their results. That's going to be Adventure Force giving up on the basement defense, though. They are going to move upstairs now and see if they have better luck here.
Yeah, that defense is pretty lackluster, so hey, why not change it up? Let's go ahead and take it over to the top floor, console office, and meeting room. There's going to be a lot of points of attack, just like down low, but, more than ever now. So with yellow stairs now being a point of contention, along with, the rappel through the windows, you have balconies to look into. There's so many ways to attack this site. If Adventure Force are extremely passive, the roamers aren't on the same page as the anchors. Problems might still pursue. So it's going to be all up to them. Let's go ahead and take a look and see what they're going to do with the setup.
As we take a look at how they're going to be setting it up, things appear pretty normal for the most part. Breezy just going to reinforce that single wall that foot traffic has access to in the yellow stairs, along with a single reinforcement in the middle of the wall connecting the connector along with the site itself over towards console. Same thing going to be applying to projector room as well. So nothing out of the ordinary here from Adventure Force. And as well, the operator lineup pretty much aligns with what we've come to expect for this site. A bit roamer heavy in my opinion, but it's I think this is a site where you kind of need to be a bit more flexible, so that kind of justifies the expanded operator lineup here.
Oh, most definitely. I love the fact that they're now bringing Mozzie in the game, so being able to hack drones and get rid of the intel that Azara Gaming are potentially able to go ahead and collect with their drones, he could turn the tides on their heads. So Mozzie with a C4, 3 pests, and great guns for his primary and secondary. He could be a major factor here, but the biggest operator that I see right now that can make a big play is going to be Throw on Pulse. He's going to be the one that Azara Gaming are really going to have to look out for. Yeah, the attacking team, they get drones to go ahead and, yeah, you hear an air jab going out. Yeah, the drone's going to be able to come in and see you, but Pulse with a nice headshot.
He almost gets 2 as well.
Oh, he gets it!
He gets
what I was saying.
Suzuku is able to trade it back on the null post, but that doesn't matter. He gets a 2 for 1. I'll take that.
Wow. Yeah, just forget what I was saying. Just watch the frags. It's coming in early, and great peaks from both sides. Taking out Doc and Legion. Legion is the one player that you really want to take out early for the fact that the goo mines get regenerated throughout the entire round. So the traps being taken out the way, Azara Gaming is looking free right now for them to go ahead and run around.
Yeah, Legion specifically making a very dangerous choice that are peak that early on. As you mentioned, the longer he's in the round, the more effective his goo mines are able to become, just because you can put more of them on the ground with the cooldown continuing to tick up. So That's a big loss. He did have reason to peek it, as he saw someone pop the window 2 to 3 seconds before he peeked it, so there was justification, but just ended up staying in the angle for far too long and gave it over to the IQ. Throw, however, will be able to even things back out as he catches Pixelated over by Spiral.
Yeah, Throw is a primary operator in the game right now with Pulse because of the main fact that IQ has been taken out early. With IQ out, there's no way to go ahead and hunt down Pulse. That little cat and mouse game we're used to seeing is not going to happen. So Pulse still with a Nitro Cell in hand, he can still dominate this game. And there it is. Throw, getting a Nitro Cell kill on Boop.
Second one in the round for Throw specifically, and Azara now seeming a little bit more lost again here as they try to forge their way into the site with only 2 players remaining. They've been able to do this before, so don't count them out of it just yet. But Adventure Force does have a pretty strong hold. Throw to be able to shut down Wolfie, and that leaves only 1 remaining. JC on the outside of the balcony. He's got himself secured. You can hear the air jabs going off all around him, but that doesn't mean anything now when he has to actually push into the site, which is very well secured. And unfortunately, the anchor is never really forced out, so Azara just doesn't really have much of an initiation right to get into this site once again. They were able to get over that in the basement, but here on the 2nd floor, as you can see, if he leaps in that window, which is really his only option, he is a dead man.
Yeah, there's going to be 10 seconds left to go. And you know what? Forget it. Let's go ahead and jump through the window that all 3 people are looking for. And let's go ahead and give them the first win of the game. So Adventure Force finally able to answer back with a great defense, thanks to Cali.
Nice hit by Adventure Force. They'll get them on the board for 2 unsuccessful defenses in the basement. They finally find some success upstairs. They don't feel comfortable going for either the split site or lobby, however, so they're going to go right back to basement. And this is a bit dangerous because they've been losing a lot of players at the late round. They've got to try and either play more passive and try to not take those initial contact duels when Azara pushes like at 30 seconds or less, and then try to stop them when they're planting, or just be more mindful of that and try to find ways to confirm kills earlier in the round, because Azara, so far in the 2 rounds we've played, always seems to have enough manpower to get into the site even when they're disadvantaged.
Yeah, it's about time to go ahead and surpass their limits, and you see Pocket Stress currently coming out. So Pulse is going to be pocketed for Kaid, and also we see Mira. Now we get to see Mira in USA in back-to-back shows. Mira, yeah, from a distance she's going to be a big help, but that wasn't really going to help them in the previous rounds that they lost. It's still the pressure that they have to apply in the face of Azara Gaming whenever they ran into Garage and Yellow Stairs. That's what they needed. So if they continue to stay back and the roamers aren't really having a presence, that's going to be a big problem. But Throw, he's going to go ahead and get off of Pulse, and I think it's fair to say Pulse was a big reason why they won the last round.
Yep. He picked up 2 kills, first of all, and also just the intel he gets as well.
Yeah, I believe he had 3 total going over the long desk.
Makes sense to swap him out going into this next round, though, as there's not as much useful play he can find. It's usually better when he can work from kind of like a bottom angle and be able to throw the C4 up, which you would assume he'd be able to do in basement, but not as effectively, unfortunately, considering he usually needs to be away from the main group of operators that are on the site itself. So it just doesn't work as well in a basement situation, but we'll probably see it swap back in if they have to go to a 3rd site here.
Yeah, in regards to roamers, I mean, other than Jaeger, there's not really much that Adventure Force have. You know, nothing to really grab intel, unless there's a Yokai drone in great place, but there's no traps from Legion, and so the guy that's going to be in bathroom with a, mirror window, he's really going to have to hold it down. It's going to be all of them. The drone already being shot out, we're right into the game. Pretty sure Boop and the rest of his teammates are going to drone out 2nd floor and rappel up it. You have to work yourself from top to bottom in this instance to get down to Garage. The question is, can they do it successfully? Winning 2 rounds in a row and then losing 1. This is time where Adventure Force is going to work the momentum in their favor.
Pixelated, now holding himself in actually a very exposed position on top of Sunlight there. But thankfully for him, he wanted to deal with any presence, or maybe a little bit unlucky for him, as it does look like he was looking for some sort of a fight there. Not going to be able to get it, which means he'll be safe to more than likely drop into those Yellow Stairs in the next few seconds, although he'll probably take a different pathing in order to do that. Rest of Azara still working on droning out. Still early days in the round. We're only within the first half of it after all. And once again, they're on that basement attack. They've already Ooh, hello.
Okay.
Oh, has he not seen it?
What is happening?
I thought he would have seen it for sure, but didn't catch the silhouette.
Is that a C4 she threw at him?
Yeah, she tried to, but it's just a really awkward angle for both players there.
So, failed attempt by Pixelated, and also Breezy as Mira. That was a... Okay, I thought she was way down below there. So, yeah, no Nitro Cell in hand, and all you have is a Vector 45 ACP. So, hopefully, she can hold it down. But, yeah, 4 straight kills, 2 apiece from each team, and Pixelated. He's going to go ahead. Was that a 2K? Yeah, 2K on his end.
It's going to be very low now, however. Just a sliver of HP remaining, as you can see there at the top left, so he's going to have to be very passive for the rest of this round. Track Stingers are going out pretty much everywhere, but not in the basement. All three looks like were used here on the first floor to restrict roaming presence, which, again, it's not going to be a bad thing, but it's going to limit your options a little bit when they finally start dropping down hatches and trying to get into the site. Oh, wait, no!
What?
He got too close to the wall. Shot to death. But honestly, I wouldn't be too surprised that was done on purpose, because he was at low HP anyway, and they can get a little mini reset off here and give him an extra, 15 or so HP.
Of the doubt.
Yeah. So that honestly might have been done on purpose.
All right, so here we are, 30 seconds into the game, and it's been pretty quiet despite the 2-for-2 kill transaction between both teams. The Pixelated working magic with the skeleton keys, opening up a lot of line of sights downstairs into the garage. But can he get a kill? So as a frag grenade in his arsenal, and JC alive with Track Stingers. I wonder how much help there's going to be.
And they're still blowing up a Hibana charge with 8 seconds on the clock. I do not see a way they get into this site appropriately and start a plant. They're going to try to move in, but there you go. Adventure Force, this time on the basement, just completely shut it down. For the first time, they're able to properly restrict the presence and, most importantly, fully deny the access to that wall until it didn't even matter in the outcome of the round. So they finally take a win there on the basement, but now they have to go back to a site they may not be comfortable with, so we'll see how well they're able to defend on the lobby press defense.
Yeah, it seemed like they were pretty much avoiding this site the entire time, and now with the score tied 2-2, Adventure Force able to answer back with 2 of their own. And Azara, they're looking to break that streak, and they were the first ones to do so. That round, I was wondering what took Azara Gaming so long to try to get into Garage, especially with Buck and IQ working around Piano. And then it all made sense. Breezy on Mira. Breezy was able to stall them out and waste so much time. And it took so much effort from Azara Gaming to go ahead and flush him out down the hatch that by the time they were able to go ahead and get Hibana to go ahead and breach the front door Garage, time was out. Adventure Force were able to frag out, and that was it. So great performance from all of them. And Throw, my man, he's going to be on Pulse once more.
Yeah, it seems as though the Thatcher ban really is kind of like getting in the way of a lot of Azara's executes, especially on basement. And I'm saying this with a caveat, they've won basement twice, only lost it once, but it's taken them just a really long time to get the garage wall open, and finally it came back to bite them on that previous round. But regardless, doing a good job working with it, but it's definitely affecting them.
So Azara Game, they have all the tools necessary to go ahead and be successful here. I mean, they have a counter for Pulse with IQ. Also, with Zofia being in play along with Buck, the verticality is going to be there from underneath or from up top. Hey, they'll be able to get lines on the site to go ahead and clear out the roamers and also the anchors. But Breezy is going to be up top, and I'm wondering if Callie is going to be accompanying him. Yeah, looks like it. The ADS is currently going down to Projector Room. Wolfie is going to go ahead and get a haircut on Zaku. Already.
So once again, the dock goes down early on in the round, more than likely with all 3 of the stim charges going unused there. So the at utility, which to be fair is normally just used on the dock anyway, is going to go to waste here. We will not have him present for the rest of the round. This is also to say that Wolfie still has about half of his HP remaining, so still very capable to jump into another fight if he needs to. Oh.
Yeah, I would also like to point out that in the last 3 rounds, Doc has died within the first, 30 seconds?
Yeah.
So, I mean, you get promoted to Doc and you don't make much of him. That's pretty unfortunate.
I mean, he's been spawn peeking, right? And
yeah.
He's getting caught.
It's a game you play.
Yeah.
You play stupid games, you win stupid prizes.
There's not much else besides that. He's just trying to get aggressive, and it's not working, basically.
At all.
He's constantly paying the price for it. But, to be fair to them, they're holding on. It's still a 2-2 game, so...
Yeah.
This can still work for them pretty well. We are going to see that drone get stolen away. Oh, what the timing for Pixelated, man. Knew the drone was going to run back out, so he peeks it, and he also gets a present with Throw running out into yellow stairs like a bat out of hell.
It's so unfortunate. You saw them playing textbook gameplay. He was running into yellow stairs with the drone in front of him leading the way. And, they just didn't look up and have the intel needed for him. But Pixelated working his way up yellow stairs now. He's in a power position. Oh no, he was able to see a bit of a body from a player, but kicking a frag grenade, he's going to try to flush him out or even more, get the kill. But that's not going to happen, as he's going to be the victim and he's going to get killed thanks to Callie.
Ends up getting flanked here. No Pulse now looking for an entry capability to take out that very same player, but no, Breezy has a successful run out. This time finds No Pulse. It looks like one of his teammates also tried to save him, but that didn't end up happening. Callie's going to be able to confirm yet another kill onto Wolfie as he tries to pick up the diffuser, as that's now gone down. It's looking like Zofia should be able to pick it up, however.
Callie and Jaeger just seem to be like a match made in heaven, but also with this fight, oh my god, the aim from Callie, I was just hyping you, and He boofed it. Boop. Able to get the kill, winning in a gunfight he wasn't supposed to win. Great execution from Boop, and way to recover from being caught off guard. Wow. But now, 35 seconds left to go, and we're looking at a 2v2 once again, but Breezy has to be extremely careful, Blue. He only has a little bit of HP left.
Very, very careful indeed, and honestly, Cry's not looking much better either at only about 60 or so. They're going to have to try and find a way to hold on to this. As we are getting low on the timer once again, Azara, no strangers to executing with sub 20 seconds left on the clock here. And they're going to once again have to do that in this round, trying to find a way to get downstairs. It doesn't seem as though they have really any info as to where the Mozzie or the Legion are at, so they're just checking everything, and they don't have time for that. They're going to walk in. Default Cam's still not dead either, so they just got confirmed they pushed into the site. Here comes the Rat. JC does find Breezy, and they're going to be able to plant behind Circle Desk. They can't stop it from happening either, as that's going to happen. JC walks right out, and again, Azara Gaming, who had no business winning this round, take it away from Adventure Force.
JC with the game-winning play. Found himself in a 1v1, and his teammate trusted him to go ahead, take that fight, and also win it. He did that, bodying the guy that was peeking out from Piano. So once JC won that encounter, he said, hey, go ahead and plant the diffuser. I got your back. So in the 1v2 scenario, Adventure Force were unable to clutch it out, and Azara Gaming once again back on top as we go over to second floor. This should help out Adventure Force a lot, going to second floor, because we have seen pretty good gameplay come from them and some success. So, hey, this might be it.
So for Adventure Force here, the last chance to try and tie it up. Definitely want to try and at least go for 3-3. Ideally, again, this is still a pretty defensive-sided map, so you kind of expect a 3-3-4-2 half for the defenders. Definitely going to have to be fighting from the backside of this one if they end up losing in yet another round. Thankfully, this is one of the sites that they were able to consistently, or they were able to win really on their first attempt. And so far, it's the only site they've been able to do that on.
I really love seeing Sophia get a lot of play ever since Ash got the 8-cog buff on the G360. And Ash, she does everything. With the lifeline, she's able to stun you and also have the same effect with breaching as Ash does with her breaching rounds. So here we are 3-2, and taking a look at the lineup so far, Zaku is going to be on dock again. So to see if he's able to go ahead and win a spawn peak of confrontation against Azara Gaming. Also, I love the fact that we see Pulse once more with Throw. Throw was the MVP of the round where he got 3K to help them win their first round. And Cryogen, he's going to have to stay alive as Legion. We saw him fall early, and the Goo Mines were not a factor when it came to the aggression from Azara Gaming, so hopefully this is it.
Once again, we've got a potential spawn peek here from Breezy. Maybe a few others going to attempt that as well. It's looking like Suzuku's actually backed away from it, and he's just going to be playing over there by the vending machines.
A bomb has been located.
It's officially a road record. He's been alive for more than 10 seconds on dock. That's a great start for Adventure Force so far, but also, Blue, this is the last round they will be on defense, so they have to make the most of it. Pretty sure they are undefeated on this site, correct?
Yes, they've only played it once, though. So
yeah, this is their chance to go ahead and tie it up.
We're going to see if they'll be able to do that. They do spot the player in red stairs. It'll be Callie once again holding that very, very important angle to defending on this site. He falls back. That's a lot of execute potential suddenly opened up for Azara, especially if they can get Hibana in position to open up that single wall leading into the site. This along with maybe getting a couple players on rappel into the windows to successfully harass onto the inside of the console office. That's an easy plan right there for Azara. So they need to try and prevent that situation. It's looking like, once again, though, Azara is going to take this from admin office.
Yeah.
Pushing from here. No resistance on that from Adventure Force. They, again, if you remember what we talked about before, Suzuku is right now sitting over there, or was anyway, sitting over towards the vending machines. So that's looking like where they're going to try to start the defense at. They will let them just kind of take control of admin for now.
Oh, but they're going to start coming out. Suzaku is being confronted by somebody that have health, but thank God he's Doc. He's able to go ahead and get that back. But also, our Frag Grenade is going to get zapped away from the ADS, and this is pretty much a standard setup with Jaeger. You go ahead, you slap one ADS or two over on that pillar right there, and you hold it down to the best of your ability, and with the peak, oh, pixelated. He almost got bodied, but he was able to get out of dodge right on time to go ahead and stay alive.
That's the problem with that stand-up peak right there is, unfortunately, it's going to give you away really easily, especially if you get an off-angle peak on D. So Pixelated will lose a little over half of his HP from that one, and more than likely is not going to be attempting that same peak yet again. For JC, though, he's also looking for an entry capability here. He does have a lineup, it looked like there for a second. I couldn't tell if a wall was in the way, but yeah, he wasn't able to see that player, it seemed. Either that or was hidden behind a wall. So missed opportunity from JC to finally pick up an entry, possibly.
Adventure Force are trying to win so bad. This is Actually, the slowest round that we've seen so far. And wow, the camera changed and Abana, she almost died. She is the objective player right now. But Cryogen fighting for his life in 1v2. The bait and switch happens, and thanks to Boop, Cryogen finally goes down, but the refrag immediately happens. Now, 30 seconds left to go, we found ourselves in a 4v4. An air jab gets activated, and now the presence in the projector is Boop. Bodies 2 players in a row, one being his teammate, the other is Zako, and Pixelated joins him in the frag fest.
C4 is going to end up going way too deep, but the swing from Breezy is just right. He picks up 2 kills as he also finds JC on the balcony, leaving everything on to Pixelated. Once again, though, a hidden player waiting in the corner, and it's Callie to close out the round for Adventure Force as they tie this up at 3-3.
Oh, such a big blender coming in from Azara Gaming. Bloop, he didn't mean to do it, and you know, his line of sight was open, but his teammate just happened to run right past him as he was trying to secure the kill. If Boop wasn't able to team kill, Azara Gaming could have found themselves possibly in a 2v1 scenario to be up 4-2 at the moment. So that team kill, so to say, probably saved Adventure Force. So now the sides are obviously swapped, and let's see what happens. Wolfie is going to be on Echo. We saw Echo in play for, I believe, 1 round so far. And with Maestro being banned, you would expect to see a lot of Echo and a lot of Yokai drone play coming in from Adventure Force. Not at all.
Not at all. So, once again, we are going to end up starting now. As the sides have switched, the half is over. We're going to start upstairs for Azara's defense. After they are able to still successfully leverage 3 rounds, they'll be happy with that. I'm sure Adventure Force will be content with 3 rounds, but not elated. And we'll have to see if Azara is going to be able to push this forward, or if Adventure Force will bring a little bit more heat on the attacking side now.
I want to say that they should feel content, because I feel like Adventure Force, they actually had the upper hand in most of those rounds, and it seemed like some of the players just weren't on the same page when it came to roaming and whatnot. Also, I'm questioning why we didn't see a lot of Echo play still. Yes, IQ was on the board, but there were a lot of rounds where IQ didn't last until, you know, the middle of the game, middle of the round, so to say. So Yokai drones could have helped out Adventure Force big time, especially since a few rounds actually came down to a 1v1 or 2v1. That extra intel that would have been gathered in from the Yokai or 2, or even that stun towards plants, would have probably given Adventure Force the lead. And there's a reason why Echo is pretty much banned in every single game that you see, because of how much of a factor, how much of a presence he has in the game. But Azara Gaming, they're going to bring him out in round number 1.
Attackers have dropped the bomb diffuser.
We are going to end up seeing a few little claymores go down, probably a few air jabs as well from Adventure Force, just to make sure that Azara aren't able to try anything against them, as they were also big fans of trying to spawn peek or even run out once or twice, as we saw throughout the course of that half. Already moving on to the drone work here now, however, and also already on rappel towards the sites. Cryogen right now right outside of the console windows. Pixelated as well, I think sees one of the rappel ropes there and is going to try to see if he can hunt this player down. Jumping out would definitely not be a smart decision with the amount of pre-placed anti-jump out that they've got right now, but we'll see, as quite a few players have still felt keen to attempt it.
Yeah, this is actually pretty worrisome. The smoke player is going to have to stay alive. It is one of 2 main anchors. The Toxic Babes, they're going to come in handy, and it's only a little bit under 2 minutes so far in this game. But Adventure Force on rappel, trying to see if they can get a pick or so, and Azara Gaming, they're playing really far back. They're baiting Adventure Force in to try to pick up a kill or 2. And No Pulse, there it is. He's going to be able to get the first kill on throw.
Now Nopal's hiding out in the basement here too. He's already incredibly low. Cryogen heard him. Oh no, but Nopal's even at low HP is able to swing out and find Cryogen as well. No way he should have gotten that second kill, and that's a huge blow to Adventure Force.
That just shows what type of pressure Post can put on you, even if you don't even know it, because he sees you through walls. He makes magic happen. 2K able to open things up, and No Post sitting at about 5 HP right now. He has no business being alive, and he's still able to rack up valuable, efficient kills for his team. But it's time for Adventure Force to go ahead and get these kills. Go ahead and get these kills. Yeah, they're gonna have to really push on Azara Gaming and really get some type of presence, because I don't feel like Azara Gaming has really felt pressure from them, really.
Now we've got Azara once again just sitting back and essentially waiting for Adventure Force to work their way in. Adventure Force in the same situation that Azara often found themselves in, where they just don't really have a lot of access right now. They're just going to swing into admin at 36 seconds into the round. Even worse, Nopals confirms a 3rd kill. Boop is able to get number 4. Breezy is able to take out Wolfie. We also see Nopals going down, but ultimately, yeah, Azara just 1 kill away from closing it out. JC has the lineup on Breezy, and there you go. Azara shoot ahead at 4-3.
There you have it, JC going ahead to get that kill. But, I mean, most impressively to me, it's just a post play. Every time post has been chosen, he's been dominant, able to pick up no less than 2 kills around. So with 3K happening there, I wouldn't be shocked if we see heavy roam presence coming from that player again. But now going to Cafeteria and Garage, Castle coming into play. It's not something you see much downstairs. It's not something I've seen much downstairs.
We'll see how he's going to be able to leverage it. It should be interesting. I'm imagining he's blocking off a lot of the back panels, like leading into like Cafeteria. It'll get 6-pick though, so kind of as we expect there, since it's a bit of a weird choice, or at least one that we don't see that often. Mute's going to make a lot more sense, especially when you consider the lack of a bandit. So that'll be able to cover off the walls, especially if you're going to assume that Adventure Force will just take upstairs control and use a buck in order to get rid of that. Which, hey, they've got the buck, and it's on Cali, so more than likely we'll use that since we don't have the Thatcher to easily just get rid of those with a nade toss.
Yeah, one thing I want to see more from when it comes to Adventure Force, the refrag capability, or even just the potential to go ahead and be close enough in proximity to get the refrag. I mean, we had 2 unanswered kills mid-game, and it was something that Adventure Force really shouldn't have had done to them. So make sure you're utilizing a buddy system to where you guys are in the same proximity, at least close enough to where if a player is in a gunfight, you'll be able to go ahead and answer back with some help. So Adventure Force, pretty passive gameplay, not applying a lot of pressure. It's starting to affect them when it comes to rounds now.
Well, the clock has been reset, and we have got Adventure Force out onto the table. This will be their second sight attempted into the basement. And if they don't close out on this one, this is where things are going to start to get a little bit dangerous. Azara will have a clean path from that point forward. But also things will get slightly easier for Adventure Forces again. Azara's going to have to go to one of the 2 off sites. Which one they'll head towards? We don't know just yet, but so far things are looking solid for Azara on their defense. It's looking like Adventure Force is going to quickly try to get the garage open, which is something that Azara often took a really long time to do. So we'll see if Adventure Force is going to be able to get it open a little bit more quickly.
All right, Zaku going ahead as Thermite. He's going to have a responsibility for breaking the garage wall down and... Yeah, little repositioning coming in. And Claymore currently being placed to stop any type of run out if Azara are going to show any type of aggression.
So they only get that very far left side part of it open too because of the positioning of the mute jammer. The first place they tried to put it was a little bit too far or a little bit too close to that mute jammer that you just saw right there on the ground, so they weren't able to get it open there. However, we see Throw trying to peek after the door is open, and of course they are not able to successfully find the entry. In fact, they lose their Zofia. Now have to use the second Thermite charge to give them a bit of a better angle to work with here.
Yeah, once again, Throw dies earlier on in the round, living up to his name at the moment. And it's going to be unfortunate because of the fact that lifelines aren't going to be in play. But Yokai Drone is placed pretty nice over in Garage right now to wait for any type of push. But the intel is going to be gathered from him. I mean, they can sit pretty way from the default spot.
Where did that come from?
A Nitro Cell come from up top, no post. I didn't expect it.
Man.
Wow.
That's a touchdown right there.
Great kill. But the one thing that Echo is going to have to realize is that there's going to be an IQ right there. So with one stun coming out, now we're going to see aggression coming in from Wolfie, a little pre-fire, and yeah, he's going to get bodied thanks to Cali.
Really aggressive on the Yokai drone as well. Normally you see there's a bit of a hesitation on it until the first plant attempt goes in, so you can kind of conceal it and get the most use out of it, but didn't end up seeing that happen. Bit of a misthrow there on Smoke's gas grenade, so he's going to have to pick that up real quick and try to retoss it again. Cali will also find the next entry against Boop in the meantime. Now coming down into a 3v3, but also time starting to get a little bit lower here. 40 seconds to remain. They're going to try to push Cali out. He's got a great angle to play with, though. Confirms the first on a Cali. Brings down Breezy incredibly low, but unfortunately is not able to confirm the kill onto him just yet.
Yeah, no Toxic Babes in hand, and we're now pushing 25 seconds, but there's also a Nitro Cell. All the timing! Breezy catches him switching his gun, bops him with the headshot, and Suzaku cleans up the last kill. That is so unfortunate.
Adventure Force frag their way through the round in order to pick up the win.
Okay, so Cali did such a great job, and that's why you know what? I love what Cali's doing. Every single time we take a look at the scoreboard, the kill feed, we see Cali's name there, and he always goes on sprees of kills, and that helps out his team big time. Here on attack, it's unfortunate that they lost that round. Oh man, that was extremely close. I could have gone either way. Just a mishap at the end with the weapon change and just poor placement, so to say. And the utility coming in from the defending team, we saw Smoke with no more Toxic Babes underneath 30 seconds. That's also been a question this game with Pixelated. So that's going to be that so far. Big blow to Pixelated. He just couldn't catch a break right there.
So Pixelated, unfortunately, not even to close out the way that he would have hoped there for Azara, and that'll keep us tied at a 4-4 scoreline. Now, interestingly enough, it seems Azara's actually got one of the offsides pretty well prepped and ready to go, or at least lobby.
Yeah.
Which a lot of teams, kind of know how to play that nowadays anyway. So they're not going to try basement yet again. They are going to move upstairs instead. Or excuse me, well, yeah, they're technically upstairs, and they'll try the lobby hold.
Yeah, Boop is going to be on Jaeger, so that yellow stairs hold is going to be just for him. He's going to have ADSs to help him out. Whether it comes to frag grenades or any type of stuns or whatnot, that is to slow down players on Adventure Force. But once again, when it came to this site, we saw them play extremely slow. The bug play over on top of Skylight. We saw him almost get picked off early, and he really wasn't pressing the defenders as much as he should have. And also leaving himself exposed like that, I'm hoping that he learns from that and he doesn't put himself in that situation again. But once again, Adventure Force able to tie it up. I still want to see refrags come in big form. I feel like that's one big factor they're missing. Yeah, a nice little Claymore drop. I'm pretty sure you're going to see those red lines underneath that door.
It's more of a it's more of a discouragement than it is, actually trying to kill someone with it in that circumstance.
Right.
He's just trying to get it down quickly. That way, right, is like, if someone actually tries to run out there, they'll obviously shoot it, but assumably you will hear the shot before he runs out. And
yeah.
But if they don't hear it, then yeah, that'll be, we'll talk about that later, basically, if that comes to pass. But I think he's just assuming no one's actually going to run out there, and he just is getting it done as quickly as possible.
There it is. That's the kind of mouse game I'm talking about between IQ and Pulse. He sees Pulse on the cardiac sensor down below. So usually you start top to bottom. Now you start from the bottom and also the top down the middle. And already the diffuser's going down. 2 kills happen. And everybody's dying. Zaku is going to get the kill on Pulse with the Claymore.
Wolfie, the first one actually to bring anything back, but yeah, I don't even know if it matters at this point, to be honest here. JC will pick one up, but he's the last one standing, and he doesn't stay that way for long. Adventure Force, specifically Cryogen, finishes things off, and now Adventure Force are going to be able to take the lead, I believe for the first time in this map.
Wow, great play coming in from Adventure Force. The first time they're in the lead? Yeah, that's going to be it. First time they go ahead and take the lead, and all they need next is just 2 more rounds. If they can go ahead and pick up those 2 rounds, they win the map. This is the best of 1 for those of you that are new to the stream and new to the game. 1st to 7. If Azara Gaming happens to tie up with that Adventure Force 6-6, we go in overtime, and that becomes a best of 3 scenario, but both of these teams, they don't want to take it to that point.
Well, they want to try to get the closeout here and now, but unfortunately for Adventure Force, they're going to have to go to the original site that they lost here, to Azara. So we'll see if Azara is once again going to be able to tie us up, as we've been seesawing back and forth between these teams. But however, most recently, Adventure Force just took the lead. If they can get it up to 6 here, that might be the end of the day for Azara in my book, but I'll hold my judgment on that till the end of this round at a minimum.
Yeah, 2 players in the lobby right now, sitting at double digits, 10 kills for Pulse, and also was able to catch up to them. I believe it was Breezy. Both of them have been having such a great game so far. But let's see if Azara Gaming can go ahead, rack up a win or 2. They looked really strong at the beginning of the game, winning 2 rounds straight, and that's where Adventure Force started to answer back, and it's been a back and forth game, neck to neck, ever since then. No team really able to pull away from the other, so to say. But let's see if Adventure Force can be the first.
Attackers are moving out to locate a bomb and defuse it.
And getting into it here, we'll take a quick look at how Adventure Force are going to approach these opening couple seconds of the round. Still a lot of drone work going on, as you can see them flying around the map right now, so a lot more information to be detected. You've also got that roamer in the basement that Adventure Force have pretty much figured out right from the start of this, so they're going to try to lock that down, but there is a pest in that door that I don't think was there before, because we had another drone go through it, so that's going to catch them off guard just slightly as they try to deal with this roamer downstairs.
Yeah, blowing up in Garage last round, they were able to get rid of Post quite easily, really fast, and it wasn't just a 1v1, it was an entire group effort from the entire team. But now with Mozzie down there, he's going to be able to go ahead and hack a few drones and stay alive with more intel that's going to be gathered on his end. With a kick nade coming through, Cali is going to work his way in through this bathroom if he decides to jump in. Question is when. Another frag grenade. He's thinking about kicking the throw. If he does, that's going to be all of his frag grenades. He's going to have no more left. Oh, yeah, it jumps right in it.
Not gonna work. Didn't check that angle, unfortunately, so Pixelate's going to get himself a free kill there. Cryogen does trade it back, though. We see the exchange and things being brought down to a 4 versus 4. Breezy will also set up an air jab to make sure that no one can run out from yellow stairs this time. And the rest of the team is going to start getting in position to execute upstairs. It's not going to prove to be the easiest thing in the world, however. You've got a lot of players on Azara holding really close angles on windows and just generally playing kind of unpredictably right now. So it's being made a bit frustrating for Adventure Force to actually get in here.
Yeah, even though there's one roamer down, the other two right here, they're holding back Adventure Force extremely well, especially with long angles helping them out from afar, which is where we saw the first kill. With Smoke holding down this window, he has a shotgun now. If anyone dares to jump through, that's going to be an easy kill for him if he's able to clean that up. But now, we're pushing a minute left in the game. And Throw is finally able to get the kill on Wolfie. Wow, two kills for Throw. There you have it, and the diffuser was almost going down, but thanks to Jaeger play on Yellow Stairs, he's able to go ahead and stop that.
We're going to see Breezy also be able to move up yellow stairs and find Boop. So many free kills going on in this round as well. In this game in general, a lot of people just running out directly into angles that are being held, and this is starting to become a problem for both teams. In this round, though, Adventure Force get the job done. And that's going to continue to swing the momentum into their favor as they now push up on map point, also with a 2-round lead over Azara now.
Yeah, Breezy having such a great game right now, and his stat line is letting us know it's all real. But here we are, match point. Best to win Adventure Force. If they win this, Zaku and the boys, they will be going to the finals. And it's going to be up to Azara to go ahead and answer back. They're going to have to be perfect for the next 2 rounds. Can't afford to drop in that 1 round. If they do, hey, we'll see you this weekend in the qualifier.
So it's going to be Consulate meeting potentially for our last round. Once again, Azara trying their best, but just a little bit too aggressive. It seemed at least 2 players going down, just running out into Adventure Force's angles, and this is before they even had solid control over the site. So Azara maybe playing a little bit too panicked here, potentially calming things down and just trying to play into a static hold may for better for them. But Adventure Force is also becoming a very hard to, seemingly it's playing into a very hard to read style here. So that may also be something that Azara is struggling with.
Well, even with the intel on their south, the yokai drones, and it seems like Azara, they're playing a game of peaks right now. They're just challenging fights. And Adventure Force, yeah, you know what? Yeah, I called them passive earlier on in the map, but they're taking their time. We see a lot of aggressive pushes coming in from Azara. Excuse me, Adventure Force, and it's working out for them. And yeah, it's going to be up to Azara to really, really set the tone of the pace.
So, setup's going to look pretty standard here. The guys on Azara, as they're just going to throw down the normal reinforcements. Operator lineup also looking pretty much identical to what we had in the previous round here. So you have the Mute Smoke combo. Mozzie as well with the Mute is going to be very dangerous. You got normal ADSs, of course, and then the yokai drones, mainly for intel.
All right, here it is. Match point, Adventure Force. Time to shut it down. There's going to be 1 more round left to go. They've shown that they've had what it takes, winning 2 rounds straight and just proving absolute dominance in the last round. But can they do it again? Their ability to really hunt down the roamers have been impressive for the simple fact that Azara Gaming's roam presence has been a non-factor the last few rounds. So this could be it. Drone play coming through to see if they can gather any type of intel to help them out in their point of attack. And we saw that outline. There's going to be Yellow Stairs presence.
We're going to see the push work its way through here now as he works over towards the doorway again. Just a little bit of work to try and clear out the roaming presence right now, and there's still plenty of time to do that for Adventure Force. Still 2 minutes remaining. They've got a good formation of players ready to start harassing over here on the windows. We'll see them start to move in and start to figure out what this setup looks like over the next few seconds here.
Cali slowly working his way in. He's been the streakiest player on this roster so far, even though Breezy owns the stat line. It's been Cali to really open things up with his entry kills and also multiple kills around. But playing solo, crouching, able to get the headshot on Pixelated. Great start for the round. Adventure Force, hey, 1 step closer to that W.
Whereas the GN for good luck on that one as well, so he's going to take him down. We'll see Cali wrap back up, take the duel against Boop in the bathroom, and knock him out of the round. So things are looking great once again for Adventure Force.
Boop gets booped on, and Cali looking to extend the lead. This is it. Holding it on his own over here in Yellow Stairs. There's no answer for him so far. No presence, but coming downstairs, Mozzie able to stop Cali in his hot hand. Diffuser was going down, and they're going to attempt to do it again. It's Breezy, picks up yet another kill. but no post has an answer.
Attackers recovered the bomb.
This time their planter is actually going to end up going down. They finally see that Mozzie drone that was sitting in the back of the site, handing over so much free info to Azara. And still, they've got a man advantage to play off here. Cryo now is going to attempt to put the diffuser onto the ground. This time looks like it's going to be a resounding success. So there we go. Now the pressure shifts to the Mute and the Mozzie combo. We're going to see No Pulse over on the Mozzie pick up the first kill onto Cryogen, eliminating the planter. Also important to note there, Breezy's on the roof still, so he's going to have to establish a post-plant position, whereas it seems as though Throw already has one lined up, although it's not secure. Does not really have a lot of reinforced walls to work around here. Thankfully, he bought enough time for Breezy to get into a repel position, and that's going to be the hardest to try and knock someone out from. We do have Azara trying to run around and actually take care of this repelled player with a run out, which we'll see happen in just a second here. But no, it's going to get air jab. Breezy finds the first kill there. Throw gets the second. And that's Adventure Force claiming control of the opening match of the night and sending them on to the final game.
Wow. Great play for the pick up 3 rounds in a row. Throw finally picking it up in the second half, and Adventure Force, they're going to win 7-4. Throw, Cali, Breezy, Zaku, and Cryogen. They're going to move on to the finals. This is the first time we've seen them in the semifinals here in USN, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, they've had a lot of success recently also, especially in Challenger League. They had a pretty good debut. And Breezy's a gunner. 14-6.
Definitely showing up for that game, and that will be our victor there. Adventure Force, congratulations on taking control of this matchup. And they're now going to get to move on to play against either Luminosity or the Banana Boat crew, pending the result of that match, which of course is going to be coming up right after this.
Yes, so looking at that game as a whole, there's a lot to take away from that. I really didn't like Adventure Force on defense because it seemed like they were just giving a lot away.
Both teams, in my opinion, were way too aggressive on defense.
Yeah.
Like, there was a lot of times where they were just giving away stuff to, like, angles that attackers had held.
Yeah.
And they didn't even seem like it was really... Like, sometimes it was because they got flushed out. And that's fair, right? Nothing they can do in that situation. But a lot of the time it was kind of like them trying to make a play. And it was happening, like, almost, like, 3 to 4 times around, it seemed.
Yeah.
So just really aggressive play from both teams' defensive side that's going to need to be cooled down, especially if they end up going up against LG, who obviously has a bit more experience right now at this point and kind of knows how to shut stuff like that down very easily because they thrive under that play style.
You're right. And also, we saw a bit of a laxing-esque gameplay in regards to just roaming solo and being a playmaker. There's so many times we saw Cali and other players really roam by themselves and pick up, 2 to 3 kills around, and there was just no refrag opportunities there for their teammates, the opposition to go ahead and pick up, which was a big blow. That cannot happen, especially if you're looking to face Luminosity in the finals.
Yep.
That's if Luminosity wins.
Yep, that's the very important part. And as we have another new team stepping up to the plate in the Banana Boat crew this week, we don't necessarily know how they're going to perform. We've had plenty of upsets here at USN, so we'll have to wait and see what exactly they'll be able to bring to the table. It's going to be a tough bet, of course, against Luminosity, as they are looking incredibly strong right now and have quite the season over in Pro League.
Yeah.
So we'll have to see if they can make it through. Or maybe their power will go out again, and Banana Boat crew will get a free ride to the finals. That's a possibility, too. But we'll have to wait and see on that one, of course.
Yep. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and jump into the interview with the winning team. Yeah.
I can't hear anything. Give me a second.
Oh, this Lord.
I actually can't hear nothing. I'm sorry, Billy.
It's
I know
okay.
you're asking me some questions. I know everyone's wanted to see me on this stream.
Can you hear me, though? Just nod.
I can't hear anything. Oh, God.
Well, since you can't hear
Audio
me,
and video
Zaku, you're a
see.
beautiful human. I'm happy you won.
Microphone
You're never going to know how to say this. Go ahead. IT support.
I'm sorry.
Computers 101.
Here we go. Okay.
Hey!
I hear you now.
You got it?
So there. I got it.
You're supposed to have this ready before the interview, man.
I had an interview for. I was supposed to do it for Challenge League, but Cryo did it, so I didn't have time to get my Skype ready. I'm sorry, but what's going on, guys?
No, nothing much. Zaku, it's so good to finally watch you in action here at USN. Your team was phenomenal. Breezy is an outright dog, but Zaku, we got to talk one-on-one. You get promoted to Doc, and was it Spawn Peaks that you were getting caught up on, or what happened? What did the other team do to take you out so early?
Well, basically, my idea is that I want to set the tempo for this game, and I'm like, I just came off a huge win, 14 kills, and I actually pooped the bed. I couldn't get a single kill. I couldn't do anything, and I that's what I love about my team is that at any given moment, anyone could drop double digits. Breezy this whole qualifier has not got more than 10 kills, and look what he just, he has it. Like for other stuff, and it's like, it's relaxing to know that like if I'm having an off day or if Cryo's having an off day, it's like, okay, well, you know what? Throw can pick up the slack. Anyone else can. Literally anyone else can. Yeah,
I really love Cali's gameplay as well. But we got to talk about Garage, man. What were they doing to overcome you guys when it came to Garage? It seemed as if just the anchor play, you guys are either way too far back or just, left with no hope at all. or the roamers just didn't have enough presence up top on the second floor. What can you fix next time to make that defense better? Because you guys struggled.
Right. So what we were doing was it was good. We were wasting time. We were shooting drones. We were up there, but we were just losing our gunfights. And I'm gonna be honest, we have never scrimmed Consulate. We haven't scrimmed a lot of maps, so we were just kind of like going with like some ranked style-esque holds. So that's literally all that we know. So we were just trying to figure it out. And this was literally the match where we figured this map out. So it's like, that's why you saw, we went down and we were just kind of getting a little frustrated. And I was going for spawn peak just to try and get the edge and get some rounds for my team to get us in a little bit higher spirits, because everyone was kind of down, and we brought it back. We brought it back.
It was such a great win for you guys. But you know what, Zaku? I'm so happy to see your success. This is it. Go ahead, tell the chat, the fans, whoever's out there, anything that's on your mind. Thanks, whatnot.
All right, I just want to say thanks to all my fans. There's a lot of people who DM me after Challenge League games and everything, and they supported me all the way, and it's only up from here. And the Adventure Force appreciates all the support that we get.
Zaku, you're amazing. You're an amazing human, and I'm so happy for you. Good luck against good luck in the finals. I'm not going to go ahead and say Luminosi's going to win, because you never know what's going to happen.
Yeah, we don't know. It's a best of one.
Yeah, Banana Boat Crew just might body you, so.
Yeah, I'm hoping to see Prophet in the finals. That'd be fun. We have a little grudge match.
Prophet's on that team?
Prophet, yeah. I'm pretty sure one of the guys, the old Elevate Prophet, he's on that team, so.
Prophet's a
beast. I hope
beast.
Get to play. Yeah.
Right. Well, Zaku, hopefully I'll see you again, and good luck. See you later.
Y'all have a good night.
All right. So they've never really scrimmed Consulate. So they winged it and won.
They got it, though, right?
Hey, the win is all that matters. Forget the rest that happened. So, hey, that's that.
Can't fault them for that, but let's talk about our MVPs for this matchup. I personally went with Breezy for this one for pretty obvious reasons. Stat department definitely seemed to shine into his favor, and we saw the impact a little bit. It was a little bit hard to understand the impact he was actually having in the matchup, but you could tell, especially in a lot of mid-round situations, where he was shining the most, making sure the team stayed ahead in fragging capability, and overall was able to control a lot of these rounds.
Yeah, Breezy was a rock on this team, but the player that had the biggest impact to me, because he was just the factor of opening up the strategy for his teammates and just breaking through the defense, the defenders, it's going to have to be Cali. Cali. Whenever we saw him, Cali, double kill, Cali, triple kill. The guy was everywhere. He was an absolute beast, and to me, he was the playmaker. He's the MVP.
All right, well, that's going to close out our first match for the day, ladies and gentlemen. You can see Cali's stats there as well. We'll take a look at some of the team stats here overall as well for the matchup, such as all of the individual player stats, which there we go on that one. Breezy definitely leading the charge by a pretty big margin, but No Pulse coming very close, along with Pixelated from Azara, also having good performances in that matchup. But again, you can see the cost is where really Adventure Force takes control. This one, you've got multiple players in the 80s and 90 percentiles, whereas Azara only has players around the 60 to 50. So the synergy there between the players, unfortunately, not really lining up as much as it could have been in that situation.
Yeah, it's not like Azara played bad at all. Take a look at the entry stats. I mean, I would say they did pretty good. They were always in the action. They would get kills fast and early. And take a look at the total kills. Yeah, they had 3 more opening kills, but ultimately mid-game, mid-round situations, they just weren't able to overcome Adventure Force.
Yep.
Almost forgot the name.
So Adventure Force is going to be moving on, ladies and gentlemen. Azara, we'll have to see them again this weekend in the open qualifiers. The last one as well for Stage 3. But we're not done here tonight just yet. We've got another match coming up in just a few minutes, ladies and gentlemen, so stick with us, and we're going to be coming back to you with that in just a couple of moments.
Attackers are activating the bomb diffuser. 10 seconds left. Attackers recovered the...
Aircraft in position. My soul shredders.
Attackers have recovered their diffuser.
Loading smash!
Recovered their diffuser.
In position.
Diffuser. Defenders have located the diffuser.